So no sooner than I upload my video the other day about the truth destroying the lies, about the Mayan calendar stuff and how they talked about the old ways will be done away with for the new ways to come out. The lies will be exposed. The truth must come out. I mentioned to you how the truth works, right? First it's ridiculed, then it's violently opposed, then it becomes common knowledge to everyone. And I've been saying since day one of ISIS, a terror group, it was fake. It was another created organization by the U.S. government, and it took the place of the old Taliban and nonsense. But it was and is the same as what we, the U.S., called a friendly Free Syrian Army rebel group, or the Syrian rebels for short. I told you from day one, it is the same group. And I'm going to prove it to you today. Today is going to put a nail in the coffin of that story with nothing, no conspiracy thoughts, no opinions, just the facts. And I'm going to present some things to you. So, if all that's fake and made up, that would explain why Russia said, look, we're going to go after ISIS. Help us, work with us. Nah, we don't want to. Okay, then I guess we'll just take it on our own. And they did. Immediately, 1,000 rebel fighters, ISIS fighters, surrendered. U.S. said, ho, whoa, what are you doing? You're attacking our pro-Western friendly Free Syrian Army rebels, not ISIS. Russia said, no, we're attacking ISIS. They are one and the same. The Free Syrian Army wants to overthrow Assad. The United States and Saudi Arabia, pals, and Israel want to overthrow Assad. We haven't been able to do it like we did with Libya, Yemen, and Egypt. So Russia's had enough. Now, to prove my point that ISIS is the Free Syrian Rebel Army. When we talk about the allies, they are our friends. We should help them get rid of Assad. When we need fake terror head cuttings off, if you will, we say that's ISIS who's doing it. And since those are our allies, they're not actually doing these despicable things, because these despicable things didn't really happen, were Hollywood production effects. As I went through numerous times on every one of the beheading videos, they all fade to black after 6 or 7 slices. Not an ounce of blood falls from the guy's neck. And then what do we have recently? John McCain's staffer notebook was hacked, and they found the ISIS beheading stage, showing you the production team in action with exactly that happening. Oh, that's fake. Russian, whatever people did this, according to McCain. Yeah, they got together and went into a studio to fake it. Fake beheading. Okay. I want to show you some proof positive evidence that a lot of the things you think are real are fake, and the things that I told you that were absurd, like the Free Syrian Army is actually ISIS, come on, and ISIS is fake, oh, come on. I'm going to show it to you now. I'd like to bring your attention to this little piece of evidence. Take a good look at what it says. Top one, CNN. Exclusive. Alex Israel, former classmate of Adam Lanza. In case you don't know what that is. 2012 December, school shooting, Sandy Hook, Connecticut. She was the only one who came out and said, I knew the shooter, Adam Lanza. We went to school when we were younger. They asked him, and she painted the picture of a weirdo kid to fit the description of a weirdo gunman. Let's go back to that picture. That was 2012. Up at the top is her. Now let's fast forward to the picture at the bottom. Guess who it is again? And I've already done this video. An exclusive to Katie Couric on Yahoo News. It was live at the time, and you're going to see the video here shortly. And I want you to look at this staged setup of their house that they're supposed to be broadcasting live from. Because you will see, as soon as they start rolling, it's live, a picture falls off the wall. Bang! Neither of them even act as if it happened. And the girl who you see has had her name changed. She's no longer Alex Israel, former classmate. Now she's the sister of an ISIS beheaded James Foley, U.S. journalist, wartime hero, journalist hero. Fake. She's not his sister. He didn't get his head cut off. It was propaganda. Now she changed her name to Katie Foley. And when that picture falls off the wall, think about this. If this is really your house, how often, when you're sitting peacefully at your couch, does a picture come slamming off the wall? Now, if you had to set a stage to make it look like you're in a house setting, you would have rapidly put that stuff together, or a team would have, to get ready for you to go live with Katie Couric. Thus, if a picture falling happens, maybe, and I suggested this last time when this happened live. I said, I'm going to suggest that photo kept falling off the wall. And then we're running out of time. We're about to go live. Hurry up, just put it up. It'll stay. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, all right, it's good. And then as soon as they start live, boom. And if you watch her face, she starts to snicker immediately. Like she knew, oh, not that picture again. And can barely hold it back. So let's go there next, because I'm gonna feed you to the end of this to prove to you ISIS was in fact the Syrian rebel army. It was a made-up story of nonsense, and this ties into the recent Treasury Department inquiry to Toyota, saying, we're allies, Japan and all. It's against our international treaties to work with terror groups, and ISIS is one of them. And we noticed a big old convoy of brand new Toyota 4x4s. Where did they get them? Can you help us figure that one out? Toyota says, we have no idea, but we will help you. And it turns out, all they had to do is go to the U.S. State Department. And I'm going to show you who supplied ISIS, or Free Syrian Army, with those vehicles here shortly. But I want to build you up to this in case you don't know about these other incidences that have happened that were staged, also fake, pointing to ISIS, which was also fake. So everything that comes from ISIS automatically is fake. Think about that. Anything going from 2 years ago, whatever, this video came out, anything going forward is fake. If it says ISIS, it's fake. Here we go.
Both of you and your entire family. I think it's hard for all of us, Katie and Michael, to imagine the pain you've been going through. So how has your family been coping with this? Years, but that must have been a pretty extraordinary experience to have a conversation with Pope Francis for both of you.
It was pretty powerful, very powerful. We felt like kind of the Lord and Jim at the same time was watching down on us all, and giving us kind of the hope and strength to move forward and live life to the fullest, kind of like Jim did.
Yeah.
It was,
yeah, Pope Francis just recently had a tragedy in his own life, and he took the time to call. That was really nice.
And what was that? What did he tell you about that?
Now I got to cut back for a second. He was not expecting her to say, well, and what was that? What did Pope Francis tell you? And he had to come up with something on the fly. And it's so silly that the girl, Katie Foley, or Alex Israel, whatever her name is, can't hold it in. And as soon as the camera, or whoever's handling the video, let's cut scenes, notices this, she's about to start cracking up. Let's go show some photos. And then later on, you will see her crack up laughing. Keeping in mind, if your brother just got beheaded by some crazy terrorists, and you're willing to do a live show in the comfort of your house, Who in the hell in their right mind would be cracking up laughing? Let's continue.
He just said thank you for for acknowledging it. Yeah. There was a car accident, I believe, in Argentina. So.
Meanwhile, Jim was so committed to journalism and shining a light, I think, on these terribly violent, repressive situations, giving voice to the voiceless. And I was interested to read about his life. He joined Teach for America. He then got his MFA at Amherst, and he really decided to pursue a career in journalism in his mid-30s when he went to Medill at Northwestern and got a master's degree. What drew him to this profession, do you think?
Well, it actually was, I think, the perfect mix of his interests, right? He cares deeply about people, particularly the disadvantaged. He taught in inner city Phoenix for years and made a lot of relationships and really shaped some lives there. He taught in a county jail in Chicago for several years, and he loved to write. He always loved to write. He loved photography, and
let's go back, if we could, to Thanksgiving Day 2012, when you both heard Jim had been kidnapped while working for the Global Post in Syria. Michael and Katie, you must have been sick with worry to hear that news.
Yes. Yes. Actually, I was fortunate enough. I actually had to work at the hospital that day on Thanksgiving, and I remember I was up that morning, and somehow I got a Skype alert, and so I opened my computer, and it was Jim. And he was just talking to me, and I told him Happy Thanksgiving, and he's like, "It's Thanksgiving over there?" And I said, "Yes, it's Thanksgiving." I just want to know.
I mean, have you seen enough? It's Thanksgiving? I was like, yeah. So, let's move on to my scene 4 of a video that, as you can see, was posted 2014 by the top left arrow. Title of the video you can search for right now on YouTube, Google, ISIS training video revealed. Go find it. It's CNN. And this is just a screenshot, not the video. The video's right there. I didn't want to play it here. Whatever, you can go play it yourself. Do you see these two arrows in the middle pointing down? You see what that says? That says US. Training video revealed from ISIS. ISIS training video revealed. Exclusive for, again, CNN, of course. And it's got tents with the United States stamp logo on there. Now, if this was not an ISIS training video and was a Free Syrian Army training video, then this would make sense. Well, we gave our well, not really allies, but we're helping these poor people take their country back. We gave them equipment. Remember all these boxes that were dropping out of the sky? And how did ISIS get this box of munitions? Another one 2 weeks later? All the news pundits trying to look all serious, Fox News, and looks like ISIS got another second box dropped. Somehow they got the... ISIS is Free Syrian Army, FSA. FSA is ISIS. Remember Jim Carrey? Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel. Einhorn's a man. Yes. These guys are terrorists. Yes, they are. And John McCain, we need to help the FSA, man. We got to help them, man. They need more support. They need more arms. They need more... Let's go back to that little scene. Let's go back to that little scene. US, it's there in black and white, etc., etc. And if you will give me just a second, I'm going to add a video picture really quick. And that is this one. right here. All right, got me. Here we go. Let me just stretch that baby. And here are the brand new, and you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 of these new Toyota pickup trucks. U.S. Treasury is asking our ally, and which would be Japan, Toyota, guys, can you help us figure out how ISIS terror group bought all brand new vehicles? I'd really like to know that. Speaking of which, I need to move myself around here for a second. How did this happen? We don't know, but we'll help you find out. Got a news story for you. Breaking news. The mystery, thanks to Activist Post. The mystery of ISIS Toyota Army solved. October 9th, 2015. Breaking news. The U.S. Treasury has recently opened an inquiry about the so-called ISIL, or ISIL, use of large numbers of brand new Toyota trucks. The issue has arisen in the wake of Russia's air operations over Syria and growing global suspicion that the U.S. itself has played a key role in arming, funding, and intentionally perpetuating the terrorist army across Syria and Iraq. ABC News, in their article titled U.S. Officials Ask How ISIS Got So Many Toyota Trucks, reports the following. U.S. counter-terror officials have asked Toyota, the world's second largest automaker, to help them determine how ISIS managed to get these, blah, 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 blah. Toyota says it does not know how these, they obtained them and is supporting the inquiry, blah, 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 blah. This is a question we've been asking our neighbors, Faley said. How could these brand new trucks, these four-wheel drives, hundreds of them, where are they coming from, he says. So, not surprisingly, it appears the U.S. Treasury is asking the wrong party. Instead of Toyota, the U.S. Treasury's inquiry should have started right next door at the U.S. State Department. And the mystery is now solved. Just last year, it was reported that U.S. State Department had been sending in fleets of specifically Toyota-branded trucks into Syria to whom they claimed was the Free Syrian Army. U.S. Foundation-funded Public Radio International, or PRI, reported in a 2014 article titled, "This one Toyota pickup truck is at the top of the shopping list for the Free Syrian Army and the Taliban." So, he says there, recently when U.S. State Department resumed sending non-lethal aid to the Syrian rebels, except those boxes that dropped that were full of munition. Not that one. Cancel that. Get that out of the news. The delivery list included 43. And this is just that. This is one little inquiry from last year. Included 43 Toyota pickup trucks. Hold on. Hold the phone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Maybe I'm counting 18. There's 43 that we know about. That picture that's been paraded all over the place, mainstream media, shows you approximately 18 of those 43, and maybe more, because again, this wasn't the only shipment of things we sent them. Is that not amazing? The British government has also admittedly supplied a number of vehicles to terrorists fighting inside of Syria. You may know them also, again, Free Syrian Army, not terrorists. The British Independent's 2013 article titled "Revealed What the West Has Given Syria's Rebels," and it reported that so far the UK has sent around 8 million euros worth of non-lethal aid, according to official papers seen by the Independent, comprising of 5 4x4 vehicles with ballistic protection, 20 sets of body armor, 4 trucks, 3 of those 25-ton, 1 is a 20-ton, 6 4x4 SUVs, 5 non-armored pickups, 1 recovery vehicle, some forklifts, etc., some 130 solar-powered batteries, 400 radios, as in, walkie-talkie type, water purification and rubbish collection kits, laptops, VSATs, which is a small satellite system for data communications, and printers. Wow. It's fair to say that whatever pipeline the U.S. State Department and the British government used to supply terrorists in Syria with these trucks was likely used to send additional vehicles before and after these reports were even made public. The mystery of how hundreds of identical brand new ISIS-owned Toyota trucks have made it into Syria has now been solved. Game over. Now you can take all of the old conspiracy tinfoil hat wearing theories of mine and other people like me who said from day one this was a fraud, it was a hoax, there's no beheadings, it's all Hollywood. I showed you some other videos, the guy slapping the knife on his leg, on his hand by his leg, like he's he's chomping at the bit. Oh, I'm ready to get me some neck, some of that American neck, boy. Get some of that. Can't wait. The camera zooms in, all high def, Hollywood style. I mean, just beautiful, beautiful quality picture, video. Zoomed in on that hand, boy. Just nothing but the hand. And then another video. They walk up to this barrel. ISIS fighters walk up to a barrel where there's these like long, knives or whatever, some type of sword-looking deal. And as he pulls it out of the barrel, you actually hear the Hollywood special effects that you've heard your entire life when there's a sword fight or when someone unsheathes a sword. Shing! Ching, 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 ching! You actually hear it when he walks by the barrel. Shing! Are you kidding me? And some people out there believe this horse crap that they call news. I saw it on CNN. What, did they fake it? I saw it on Fox News. What, did they fake it? No. It's real. It's all real. You're getting very sleepy. Go back to sleep. Take the blue pill. Go back to sleep. Or continue taking JSNP4 and others, red pills, and stay awake. My wife was just telling me about a post she saw on Facebook, I think from her cousin. What did it say? If you, because there's a lot of people are seeing what's going on in the world and in this country, and there's a whole lot of people who don't even understand what I just talked about. That's not even on their radar. Just other stuff. Waking up to certain other things. That's important, but not this stuff. And his comment was something like, if you think, those of you, those of you waking up now, if you think what you're finding out, becoming informed about is bad, try being awake and finding out this other stuff. In other words, try going with everything that's out there right now, understanding that it is true. It's not conspiracy anymore. It's real. And then your little piddly thing you were upset about that you just woke up to, oh, I can't believe they did that, or, is child's play compared to those of us who are really awake and informed. If you think what you just found out is disturbing, come on our side. Because that thing that you call disturbing, I don't know what's worse than disturbing. But it is, that's what it is. If what I just didn't show you right here isn't disturbing, Alex Israel, former classmate of Adam Lanza, the shooter of Sandy Hook, and then they have her down here as Katie Foley. Look at the diamond shape from her nose down to her mouth, down to her chin. Is a diamond-shaped crease. It is there. It is the same girl. And these two incidences were two years apart. Go back and look at some of my videos from 2 years ago and see if this little chubbiness is a little bit flatter. People do change the way they look a little bit. But by God, if that's not a spitting image of the same damn girl with the same stupid straight slit smile, then I don't know what is. Let's watch her crack up a little more.
So, you know, we all love you. And then I went off to work, and obviously we know the rest of the story, but...
Yeah, that was the end of it anyways. Once again, 2014, CNN, exclusive news. Oh, new details. U.S. provided tents to ISIS. How can they explain that? How are you going to post a video on CNN that says U.S. on the damn tents and say that this is an ISIS terror video for recruiting, new recruits? How are you going to say that when the tents say U.S., United States on them? That's because ISIS is the Free Syrian Army. It is the rebels. It's the same group. They change the names. They mix some stuff up. There always has to be an enemy. And the fake enemy here is ISIS. I said it from the day one. There is no ISIS. There is no such thing as ISIS. It's fake. It's nonsense. Well, now it's ISIL. Obama likes to use ISIL. Other reporters and people like to use ISIS. It's the same thing. Just like Al-Qaeda, Al-Qaeda. This is the same thing. Now it all makes sense. Why don't we help Russia take care of the problem? We keep talking about how bad ISIS is. Let's help them. No. We just, Russia, back off. Let us handle this. You haven't handled anything. Except now refugees going in mass across the country and in the world. We need to let them in. Let them in. Another move, who most of these people aren't from Syria at all. That's what we're finding out now. They're not even from Syria at all. They're fighting age young men mostly. But the only footage you will see on mainstream is of the women and their little child holding the child. I gotta get across the border. I need help. And then anyone who posts anything else, like Angela Merkel of Germany, Chancellor, said to the Facebook founder in their private microphone on recording on accident, "Can you do something about this on Facebook?" Referring to so many Germans and people across the world, but in her case she's concerned with Germany, reporting on what's really happening with these rebels. It is an extremely bad light being put on them. We need to deal with that. His response was simply, "Yeah, we'll work on that." What in the hell is the founder of Facebook doing with the head of a state regarding geopolitical matters? The head of a website that should be flourishing in free speech, letting people use their services as were intended when they first created it, Facebook. Why is this man meeting with the head of a country and an open mic catches her being upset about the fact that people can use free speech on Facebook, and in this particular instance they're talking about these rebels coming in. Oh, sorry, did I say rebel? Immigrants. Oh, sorry, did I say immigrants? What did the Pope say? Oh, pilgrims. The incoming pilgrims. I wonder if they brought turkey and cornucopias for the Indians to exchange. Now, I was talking to my wife the other day, Indian giver. Our daughter, one of our daughters, thought about, well, I'll give a friend of mine one of my toys that I don't play with for her birthday present. I said, probably not a good idea. Well, let's go get her a new toy. And she mentioned that she had, not because of birthdays, but had given an old toy or something to one of her friends. I don't play with it anyways. And from time to time, we get rid of all these toys and give them to a place to donate or whatever, and let them give them to kids that need them, So she tells us the other day about how she either wanted to or did ask for one of these toys back later on. After you gave it to your friend, I want it back. So we promptly explained, Nicole, you can't do that, honey. You're an Indian giver if you do that. Oh. Indian giver? Where did we learn that term from? How do we all know what that means? How were we all brainwashed into knowing exactly what that term meant just as that example came by? I thought to myself. So my daughter never heard it. What is that? Indian givers, when you give somebody something or trade them something for something else and then you want it back. Change your mind later on after the deal's been done a long time. Even. I said, you just can't do that. That's not right. So we're trying to tell her, explain to her why. And I talked to her right after. I was like, Evelyn, think about Indian giver. I already know. I don't even have to research this. My brain is going there immediately when I heard this. I know why the white man called the red man Indian giver. Because we would give them complete trash in exchange for something they spent a lot of time making, whatever it may have been, and gave us. And they probably realized, this is what I gave you. This is what you gave me. I know we're trying to be friends and all, but this ain't gonna work. I don't want a piece of poop in exchange for this, full-fledged tomahawk or whatever it was, not going to work. I'm going to take that back. That is what I can assure you, without even doing the research, where we came up with that title. All these Indians don't want it. They don't want to trade with us evenly. We're giving them good stuff. They don't see it that way. They want their stuff back. I have an idea, said one wise white man. Let's give the Indians some really nice blankets, but let's smother them in smallpox first. Right? Cornelius, brilliant. Now we can remove them from the land we want by getting them sick, and they'll think we're their friends for giving them the blankets. Since we've been giving them so much trash and they keep sending it back and wanting their stuff back. Brilliant. And that is how I'm ending this video. Take care.